Alyssa Rosino, and I'm the producer of Cockpit Council. Welcome to Tim's Take, where Tim gives his take on current events and questions from you guys, the audience. Let's dive right in. So what are your predictions for 2024 for in-house legal?
I'd say 2024 is going to be, hopefully, a little bit smoother from a macroeconomic perspective than maybe 2023 was, which hopefully should provide some predictability for how your business is going to operate. Although that could be way off. So, but when I think about the profession itself, I don't think a whole ton has changed. I think there's been an emphasis on technology and how to use technology to help legal teams act and look a little bit more like their non-legal counterparts in the business. And I think that's just going to continue. I think innovation in the legal tech space is moving forward very quickly. I think it's a great thing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of opportunity for legal leaders to really implement things in a scalable way. And, maybe you're not trying to change your entire world at once. It's kind of like turning a cruise ship around.
Right.
Maybe you do something small to, help with your contracting process, or maybe you do something small to help with workflow management around some other things that you do as a legal team. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's something as simple as figuring out how you can better organize communications with your board, mm-hmm. something like that.
Yep.
But I think, I think implementing legal tech is really important. And my hope for 2024 is that in-house legal teams are starting to look at their process. You see a lot of technology coming into the field, and you have for a few years now, for a number of years now. But what I haven't seen is a meaningful process transformation in the way that legal teams interact, mm-hmm. in the way that legal teams actually perform their work to help take advantage of that technology in the best way.
Right.
And so I really hope that in-house legal teams are really focused around, if you're going to buy tech, recognize what process you can change and what process you should change. Think about it in this way, as just a couple of questions to ask yourself, mm-hmm. when you think about process transformation. The first one is, are you capable of any meaningful process transformation? You as a leader, are you capable of actually implementing that and making it happen? Mm-hmm. And oftentimes people will overestimate, mm-hmm. how much the legal team can impact the rest of the business.
Right.
And so when you try to change the process for someone outside of the legal team, it becomes really, really challenging, right? Because you're changing their process to meet you where, mm-hmm. you are. It's really important for legal teams to start at inside the department, what process needs changing, mm-hmm. and what am I trying to get from that process change? So It really is looking inward, recognizing you probably are not going to have the influence to change the way that your finance team works, or your sales teams work, or your marketing teams work, right? Mm-hmm. But you can change the way your team works.
Right.
And if nothing else, you just mandate it, right? If you set the expectations and you hold people accountable to meet those expectations, they'll usually do it.
Right.
Right. And those who are really against it, all right, maybe it's time to part ways with that person or those people anyway. Mm-hmm. But really focus on building a process. And I think if you put technology at the heart of that, you get a lot of the benefits of that process transformation through the automation that the technology brings. So my sincere hope for 24 is that legal teams think about process in the context of their technology, mm-hmm. and actually make an effort to change their process instead of, just continuing to do what they've always been doing and somehow expecting different results.
Right. That's a great answer. What's your one piece of advice you would give somebody that says, okay, I want to do it in 2024? What's your one piece of advice?
My one piece of advice would be make sure you're a strong manager. Make sure you're a strong manager and you're able to articulate why you're doing it. Strong managers get people to agree with them and carry the ball forward with them, right?
Yep.
So it's not enough to be do it because we're implementing this technology and I want this technology. Mm-hmm. That's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because you want And I keep coming back to, you want greater consistency.
Right.
Right? Best teams are consistent. They're consistent in terms of quality, process, and communication. Right? And also, we need to be data-driven. Right? I want to be consistent and data-driven. Do you want to be consistent and data-driven? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, great. If you want to do that, then here's the things that we internally as a team need to do. And let's do it. And technology can help us do it. So that would be the piece of advice.
That's awesome. Thank you for listening to Tim's Take. You can send your questions to cockpitcouncil@linksquares.com.